I found out 6 months after seeing my patient that I possibly had something to do with him asking for a divorce from his wife. Now, it wasn't the typical scenario that you can imagine where, he had feelings for me or anything like that. What happened was he was a cardiac patient who came in and he had been having a little bit of chest discomfort. So this is a story about how powerful our words can be, how much of a catalyst that we can be without even sometimes knowing it in the clinic, which is a gift, but also sometimes I think a curse. So he's having chest pain and he comes in and his EKG is abnormal. I immediately notice that he has Wellens warning, which is biphasic T-wave in V2 and V3, and I know that at that point he is at least going to need a stent in his LAD. So I'm asking and interviewing him, and his wife is at the visit with him, and she's trying to answer for him. She's stepping over his words, she's interrupting him, she's yelling, and he sort of just reminded me at the time of somebody that just was slinking into the corner, like trying to disappear into the wallpaper. And so I kept sort of in the back of my mind thinking about the amount of stress that he must be under on a daily basis. Now, his job was also stressful, and looking at his overall picture, he was in his 40s. He smoked, which was definitely not in his favor, but he also had a high stress lifestyle and then a high stress at home situation. And stress really is a powerful risk factor for CAD. So we end up setting him up for, I believe we went straight to cath, and on his cath, they found out that he had actually not only an LAD lesion, but he had triple vessel disease. So the plan was for him to have a CABG. So he was actually set up for the CABG, and he came in for his follow-up visit with me, and his wife was not with him. And at the time I didn't ask. I just was so happy to see him. And he, as most patients do post-CABG, he looked just like he had been through a lot, that he wasn't feeling real well, but he was in that state of change that we love as providers, where they're just really willing, the patients are really willing to listen to us and make the changes we want them to make. But for some reason, I was feeling super I don't know, I felt like I had a message to deliver to him, if that makes sense. You know how sometimes you just feel like, yes, you're going to go over, sir, you're going to go to cardiac rehab, you're going to take these medications, you're going to monitor your blood pressure, you're going to eat these things, all the things, right, that we normally do. But at the end, I told him, I said, and we had only met, this is the second time, but I said to him, sir, I don't know if you realize it or not, but this is basically the first day of the rest of your life. And I know that sounds so Tony Robbins or some other motivational speaker, but it just had so much power when I said it. And I said, you just got all new roads, plumbing in your heart. And now your homework, in addition to what I've already given you, eating right, stopping the smoking, is going to be to figure out your what's next. I want you to go home, and I want you to sit down and get out a piece of paper, and I want you to picture and envision your most perfect life. What does it look like? Where are you? What are you doing? If money is no object, what makes you happy? What is that thing or things? And I said, I want to see you back in 1 month. We're going to go over how it's going at cardiac rehab. We're going to see how your blood pressure's doing. And I want you to bring back your homework. And I want to talk about it, and let's see what's next. So he comes. No, he doesn't come back. In fact, he never comes back. And I sort of wonder, about him at some point, thinking, gosh, maybe I went a little overboard. Maybe I offended him and I didn't know it. You just never know. But about 6 months later, I get a card. It's put on my desk, and it's a beautiful card, and it says, "Dear Jennifer," I can still see the writing. It said, "I just wanted to let you know, thank you for all your help and for speaking directly to me, I needed to hear what you had to say. I want to let you know I'm not coming back. And at that point, my heart is sinking. And he says, because I've moved to somewhere in the Midwest and I live in a cabin. I live off the grid. I hunt every day and I've never been happier. And ... I left her. And I was like, heart sinking even lower. Oh no. Like, did I say something that maybe triggered this? But at the end of the day, it was also probably one of the most beautiful moments ever in my however many year career, because I realized that if I would have held back and if I wouldn't have given him that little mini motivational speech, that maybe he would have kept living that same life, that life that wasn't his best life. And I feel like that was a gift to him, but also a gift to me, and just the power and the beauty of really identifying what's important to you. Now, if you're noticing this painting here, it's my stress relief, and we all need to work on stress relief, right? We all need to find that thing. We all need to find our best life, and we all need to go get it.